do not have to accept her rejection.
Yes, you do. Now, because I normally like to keep my TikTok account cosplay and interactive story creation related, I would, under certain circumstances, come to you dressed as one of my characters. And who knows, maybe people would take me more seriously if I was dressed as Pamela Voorhees right now. However, I'm going to come to you as Jamie. And I'm going to tell you right now that no one of any gender owes you their attention, their time, their body, their money. They don't owe you a doggone thing. Doesn't matter how nice you are. No one owes you squat. Period. If they say no, you have to accept the rejection. And I know what some of you are going to say out there. Well, Jamie, you're middle-aged and fat. Therefore, you're ugly and no one wants you. So how do you know that people won't say yes if I keep pestering them? Well, just because I'm ugly according to the rules of society doesn't mean I don't get hit on. I've got chubby chasing incels that slide into my DMs on Facebook because I've got my messages filtered on Instagram and I only allow mutuals to contact me here on TikTok that try to hit on me. What I do is block them because they're not worth my time, because they right away go into calling me honorifics such as goddess and diva and gorgeous and beautiful. And they don't call me by my name. They don't try to get to know me as a person. They treat me as an object, and I will not be treated as an object unless it's in a predetermined consensual scene with somebody I trust. Now, let's look at the red flags in that guy's username. Later half, it says Dom. He's not a Dom. I can tell you he's not a Dom because the first rule of the scene is safe, sane, and consensual. He is talking about violating a person's consent. I can tell you right now that he would be blacklisted and flat out banned from any club, gathering, website because I have seen it in real time. I have seen it happen before, where guys like him get banned as false doms. The other red flag in his username is the term alpha. Alphas do not exist. The idea of alphas comes from a debunked study of wolves in captivity. Not wolves out in the wild in nature, but wolves in captivity. And even the scientist himself, who originally proposed this theory, said, oh, wait, I was wrong. There's no such thing as an alpha wolf. There's no such thing as a beta wolf. Alphas do not exist in nature. Therefore, no one is an alpha. Now, from my experience with any man who calls himself an alpha, it's always the same type. It's some unwashed individual who is terrified that vaccines cause autism, which they do not. We have known for a fact since the 1970s that autism is 100% genetic. There is no outside cause. It is 100% genes. So he's going to be some, oh, don't vaccinate your children. Let them get measles and suffer and end up in their graves because otherwise they'll become autistic. And don't get the COVID vaccine because it contains microchips that will track you by the government and all this tinfoil hat theory nonsense. And, of course, 99.9% of the time, the guys that call themselves alphas don't wipe their tuchus after they defecate because they think being clean between the cheeks will magically turn them into a homosexual. No, it just means you practice good hygiene. You should take a bath every single day. You should wipe yourself after using the bathroom. You should wash your hands after using the bathroom. And unless you have an allergy to it, you must use antiperspirant. Period. That's called good hygiene. Plus, brush your teeth, preferably multiple times a day. I mean, I brush my teeth after every time I eat or drink something that isn't just water. So if I even so much as have one piece of candy, I'm in the bathroom right away brushing my teeth afterwards so my breath doesn't stink. Because that's called good hygiene. I no longer chew breath mints to make sure my breath doesn't stink. I just brush my teeth. I carry a toothbrush and toothpaste with me in my purse everywhere. It's not that hard. But back to what he said. No, don't listen to him. I mean, he claims that he's in a polyamorous relationship with 6 different women. Do we know that that's true? Or is it a situation like those millionaires that were tweeting about having a yacht full of 25 and under women on their boat? And then one of the women tweeted, actually, we're all over 25. Some of us are over 30. A few of us are single mothers. And they paid us to be there. We don't know these guys. We're not interested in them. We're just there because they paid us to look good on the internet. I mean, think it. Now, don't listen to guys like this. You do have to accept people's rejections. If a woman isn't interested in you and she says no, you walk away. You examine your behavior and your hygiene to see if maybe that's the reason, or maybe she just doesn't find you attractive. I mean, it could be anything. Like, I'm autistic, right? I didn't know I was autistic until last year, but I'm autistic. And one of the things I can't stand is facial hair. I'm sorry, guys with beards, but I get bad sensory input when a guy with facial hair kisses me and stuff, and it's just ew. I don't even like my own body hair. I shave my forearms, armpits, and legs every single day because I cannot stand the sensory input of my own body hair. And if I could afford laser treatments to get rid of it, I would. I can't, therefore I shave every day. Because that hairless skin is better sensory input for me. So I don't want a guy with a beard kissing me because bad sensory input. Okay? So maybe your facial hair is why she doesn't want you. Because either you don't groom it very well, or it's bad sensory input for her. Maybe your armpits stink. Maybe your attitude stinks. Maybe you think that everybody owes you something and that you're really a nice guy. Actual nice guys take no for an answer. Actual nice guys take no for an answer. Or maybe you have the audacity to call yourself an alpha when alphas don't exist. You're more likely to run into Bigfoot than an actual alpha because, again, alphas do not exist. Therefore, you are not an alpha male because alphas do not exist. So remember, you do have to accept their rejection. End of discussion.